Heid. In the village of Ichuan within the realm of Douluo, a 6-year-old named Gu Zhi has traversed into this world, orphaned and devoid of system. He diligently hones his physique, yearning for the awakening of his martial soul to alter his fate. 3 days later, the awakening ceremony commences. The children before him lack soul power. Yet when it is Gu Zhi's turn, he astonishingly awakens a formidable martial soul straight, sword-possessing innate soul power at level 6. He is subsequently invited to join the spirit hall. How shall he decide? The sky is clear, the sun shines brightly overhead, casting its gaze upon the people below. The scene shifts to Ichuan village, where a slender stream meanders at the village's edge, 3 meters wide and 2 meters deep, with lush grasses flourishing along its banks. A small boy, approximately 6 years of age, stands in water up to his neck, practicing his self-created martial art, the Jingxian fist, while humming to himself for encouragement. His name is Gu Zhi, a newcomer to this realm having completely forgotten his past life. He now embraces his identity as a child of Douluo. Do not mistake him for Douluo, that is the domain of Tang San, the reclusive assassin. Gu Zhi is a person of integrity. His parents perished a year prior during a soul-hunting expedition, and while the loss of both parents fits the narrative of a protagonist, he incessantly queries, is there a system present? To no avail, his certain there is no system, or perhaps it has yet to arrive. His parents, being commoners, possessed mutated martial souls that granted them soul power. One wielded an iron ruler, the other a broken blade, both of which are classified as weapon martial souls. Gu Zhi secretly rejoiced thankfully. They're not beast martial souls otherwise. He would have to strip before engaging in combat. A quarter of an hour later, he emerges from the water. The 6-year-old, bare-skinned, frolics by the stream with unbridled confidence. Lying upon the grass, he chews on a blade, the fatigue from practicing in the water dissipating swiftly. A cool breeze brushes against him, prompting him to rush to the stream's edge to relieve himself, a testament to the fruits of 3 years of arduous training. He firmly believes that physical strength is paramount. His physique is far more robust than that of his peers, and his potential is undoubtedly exceptional. What greats in the realm of fantasy do not possess extraordinary physicality? Yi Tiandi, Huang Tiandi, Han Li, Tang Qingshan. With a single, mighty punch, they can vanquish true dragons without breaking a sweat. Though Douluo may falter, it remains a realm of fantasy. Mediocrity holds no status, and the strong are revered while the weak are akin to ants. He draws inspiration from the experiences of the greats, contemplating his own training methods. Whether he can alter his fate remains uncertain, yet striving for strength is indisputably worthwhile. The exhilaration of growing stronger is unparalleled. After donning his clothing, he reclines once more beneath the sun. Before long, the brightness stings his eyes, prompting him to avert his gaze. In the world of Douluo, one's destiny hinges upon the awakening of their martial soul. Innate soul power of level 5 or above grants entry to prestigious institutions such as the 5 Elements Academy. Graduating at 20 as a soul master could afford him the title of Viscount within the kingdom, and perhaps even a baron among the 2 great empires. Should his innate soul power fall below level 5, he may as well abandon the thought of acquiring the finest soul rings. The instructors at junior and intermediate academies wield only 3 to 5 rings. Having hunted soul beasts for a century, a soul master might very well meet their demise, and a soul sect could suffer injuries. Gu Zhi labors tirelessly to enhance his capabilities, driven by the fact that his parents possessed only 2nd-level innate soul power. According to the esteemed master who stagnated at 29 levels for 2 decades, he is not destined to exceed 3rd-level innate soul power, unless fortune favors him with a positive mutation of his martial soul. To awaken with innate soul power exceeding level 6 grants him the opportunity to become a soul sage. Through relentless training, only upon reaching this stage can one truly grasp the essence of the extraordinary. The 7th soul skill of a soul master, the embodiment of the martial soul, as Gu Zhi concludes, signifies the ability to materialize one's energy. Behold, various cultivation systems are indeed akin to this. The 72 transformations from Journey to the West, where demons morph into humans, the fantastical powers that manipulate the heavens and the earth, all embody a quantification of energy. Gu Zhi aptly refers to this as the transcendent realm. Only those with innate soul power at level 8 or above are afforded the opportunity to become a title Doa, thus achieving the extraordinary status of a soul master, capable of soaring through the skies and traversing the earth. While it may be considered weaker than other fantastical realms, it ultimately transcends the mundane. Gu Zhi harbors an intense desire to surpass this threshold. As the impending battle of the three gods approaches, he is determined not to be merely a supporting character or cannon fodder. At the tender age of 3, he learned from the village elder that Qianshuan had perished, marking a timeline in Douluo's history. The ice and fire duality I had not yet fallen into the hands of Tang San, presenting an opportunity to defy fate. Though slightly older than Tang San, Gu Zhi's frustration mounts as he considers that Tang San possesses dual top-tier martial souls and innate full soul power. Unable to contain his anger, Gu Zhi contemplates. Should he fail to acquire the celestial herb, he would leak the information to Douluo. Lost in thought, he eventually succumbed to slumber. Awakening as the sun dipped low in the sky, he made his way back to the village, encountering Grandpa Finchi at the entrance. Gu Zhi, off to train again? In 3 days, your martial soul will awaken. I have no doubt you will succeed. Grandpa Finchi has always cherished this thoughtful child. Grandpa Village Head, I haven't had my meal. Could I trouble you for a sweet potato? Finchi, a food system grand soul master, conjured a sweet potato that not only satiated hunger, but also brimmed with vitality. A sweet potato bursting with energy, with a white and yellow soul ring illuminating. He presented a fist-sized green sweet potato. Gu Zhi devoured it in 3 bites, exclaiming, "Thank you, Grandpa. I aspire to possess a food system martial soul, perhaps one that produces sausages or meat buns. A battle soul master is commendable, filled with strength. Your parents were both, and surely you'll be too." Finchi remarked with envy. "I'm off to prepare dinner. Please rest." Gu Zhi, however, held a differing opinion. Innate soul power levels 3 or 4. The food system is far more appealing than the assault system. Gaining recognition at the Martial Soul Hall, a single food system Soul King could sustain a 1,000-man army. As he kindled the fire to cook, his gaze grew distant. 3 days until awakening. Perhaps the system would arrive. Martial Soul Evolution. A broken blade transforming into a heavenly sword, an iron ruler morphing into a celestial ruler, or even the emergence of a divine martial soul. For instance, a 6-winged angel, awakening at innate level 20. Who wouldn't yearn to ascend to greatness? Envisioning dual divine martial souls, innate level 30, the system bestowing artifacts, he dreamt of stepping upon Tang San while cradling Bibi Dong, drooling in his sleep after finishing his meal. 3 days elapsed. The sun shone brightly, and the village head's home was graced by a soul master-level steward. "Gu Zhi, why are you so jubilant?" Finchi teased as he observed the boy bouncing with excitement. Gu Zhi, reborn and inherently composed, had never exhibited such exuberance before, his eyes nearly squinting with joy. Throughout these 3 days, his dreams had been unbroken. Last night, he even dreamt of awakening a divine, king-level martial soul, with innate soul power skyrocketing to level 90. Accompanied by 900,000-year soul rings, wielding an unparalleled artifact, effortlessly selecting a supreme divine position. Both Bibi Dong and Qianren would bow beneath his shorts. To the village head, who daily provided him with sweet potatoes, Gu Zhi held profound respect, responding with a smile, "I'm simply anticipating a joyful event today, marks the awakening of my martial soul." Finchi gestured towards the courtyard. "Go on in the martial soul hall, steward awaits you inside." He patted Gu Zhi's shoulder, urging him to enter promptly. The courtyard of Finchi's residence, spanning 30 meters, was overflowing with parents accompanying their children for the awakening ceremony. Upon entering, Gu Zhi spotted the steward encircled by a throng. Remarkably, she was a female soul master, a rare sight indeed. Listening to Farnshire's words, the ratio of male to female soul masters in Douluo barely reaches 4 to 6, making exceptional female soul masters exceedingly sought after, rendering the presence of infatuated admirers quite commonplace. If she were to possess a beast martial soul, she could meet a non-human maiden today. Would it be a cat girl or a fox-eared maiden? Gu Zhi is eagerly anticipating this. Non-human maidens are a hallmark of Douluo, exhibiting a transformation pre- and post-martial soul manifestation, complete with beast ears and tails, and are said to possess heightened sensitivity. Shortly, Farnshire approached the steward and announced that everyone had arrived. Dressed in a white tight-fitting outfit and a black cloak, the steward spoke in a clear voice. "My name is Carly, a 34th level soul master, and I shall guide you through your martial soul awakening. Do not be afraid." She gestured towards the nearest chubby child, instructing, "Stand in the center of the hexagram and close your eyes. Feel your martial soul and release it." Under the watchful eyes of the crowd, Carly commanded with authority, "Hound, manifest." A soft yellow light erupted, and 3 soul rings, white, yellow, and purple, swirled around her. fangs 2 inches long, emerged from her mouth as she grew half a foot taller. Her muscles straining against her white attire. 2 yellow dog ears sprouted from her head, and a stout yellow tail appeared behind her. With her imposing aura, the courtyard fell silent, so quiet that the drop of a pin could be heard. Gu Zhi, undeterred by this spectacle, felt a surge of envy. A dog-eared maiden was so remarkable. How extraordinary would a cat girl or fox-eared maiden be? Carly infused 6 beams of yellow light into 6 black stones, encasing the chubby child in an orange glow. Golden light surged into his body, causing him to tremble, and Carly urged, "Extend your right hand." He complied, and as black light flickered, a nearly 1-foot-long wooden cleaver appeared in his grasp. "I possess a martial soul. I can become a soul master," he exclaimed, leaping in joy. "It requires innate soul power. Come forward for testing." Carly produced a blue crystal ball, and the chubby child anxiously placed his hand upon it. Crystal remained unresponsive. Innate soul power level 0 next. Carly gently patted his head. Iron ruler, not even a foot long, useless martial soul. Leaf, evidently a worthless martial soul. Wooden stick, sufficiently long, yet devoid of innate soul power, also futile. Carly continued to shake her head, sighing as one tearful child after another left, having awakened their martial souls, yet none possessed soul power. Disheartened, the crying children were led away by equally disappointed parents. Finally, it was Gu Zhi's turn. Compared to the other 6-year-olds, he stood a half-head taller, his eyes sparkling with vitality as he occasionally glanced at the contours of Carly's form-fitting attire. "Young man, please stand in the center." Carly noted his distinctiveness, softening her tone, convinced that this child would surely awaken soul power. Gu Zhi followed her instruction, closing his eyes in anticipation of the favor of the goddess of fortune. A gentle yellow light seeped into his body, guiding his consciousness deep within, reaching the boundary where body and soul converge. A sharp sensation surged forth, coalescing in his right hand. Instinctively, he clenched his fist, and a straight sword materialized in his grasp. This sword measured 3 feet and 3 inches in length, surpassing the average height of his peers. Its blade, 1 inch wide, gleamed frostily, while the body appeared robust and heavy, with a hilt designed for a 2-handed grip. What a formidable weapon, martial soul. Quickly test for soul power. Carly beamed with joy. This sword, with its ancient design and evident sharpness, might herald the arrival of a genius. If he were to be inducted into the Martial Soul Hall, it would surely lead to her promotion and a salary increase. Upon not hearing the system's prompt, Gu Zhi felt a tinge of disappointment. However, upon gazing at the knife in his hand, exhilaration surged within him. Its length, design, and understated yet luxurious hue were a perfect match for him. As he placed his hand upon the crystal ball, a dazzling radiance illuminated, brightening more than half of its surface. With innate 6th-level soul power, you are destined to become a formidable soul master. I formally invite you to join the Spirit Hall. Gaining admission to the Spirit Academy is the pinnacle of excellence in the entire continent. Are you willing? Carly squatted beside him, her hand resting on his shoulder, her eyes brimming with aspirations of promotions, pay raises, and a life at the zenith of success. Gu Zhi thought to himself, based solely on a 6th-level talent, it would be challenging to stand out in the Spirit Hall. Yet the Spirit Academy is indeed the best. Sister Carly, I would prefer to wait for my parents to return from their soul-hunting expedition before making a decision, he replied candidly, gazing earnestly at the dog-eared lady. I am from the branch hall of Qujin City, and the faculty of the Spirit Academy is top tier. Should you change your mind, seek me out immediately. Carly handed him the awakening certificate. Upon returning home, Gu Zhi promptly unleashed his martial spirit, fervently calling out, "Is the system present?" Yet, he was met with silence, having waited for 3 long years.